Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're looking at the 1982 United States dime, one of the ones that they didn't do anything wrong on, they just forgot to put a mint mark on some of them. And there are a few of them around, and as far as we know, they all went into general circulation. The ones that we've found are worth $200 and up. And there's some that may be worth a little bit less if they're really worn, but you should definitely look for them. And where is the mint mark on the 1982 dime? It is right here. And this is one of the things you'll see on a lot of 1982 dimes. They almost sometimes should call them the no 2 dime. And see how this 2 is just really faint and doesn't stick up much. So, but there's the D. So in 1982 at the Denver Mint, they made $542.7 million. At the Philadelphia Mint, they made $519.5 million, about $520 million. So over $1 billion between the two. And what happened at the Philadelphia Mint was that they forgot to put the P's on some of them. So here's the P, what it should look like. And of course, this is a Roosevelt dime, Roosevelt facing to the left, Liberty in front of him, and God we trust under his chin. The P there for Philadelphia has been there off and on, I guess you would say. And then the date here, 1982. Way down at the bottom, we see a J and an S for John Sinek. And there's another coin, I can't remember which one it is, which has a J, an R, and an S. I believe it's a Liberty dime. But so John Sinek, or maybe it's the, maybe it's the Franklin $50. But anyways, John Sinek has two different initial sets. He has a J and an S on this dime and a JRS, I believe, on the other coin. These are, of course, copper nickel clad copper coins. On the back, we see that there's the torch. It says United States of America around the top. One dime at the bottom. There's dots here on either side. E pluribus unum. And if you look closely and you get a good condition one, you'll see that there's dot between the E and the pluribus and dot between the S and pluribus and the unum. You also see that there are acorns in this oak branch here, and there are olives in this olive branch. Olives for the sign of peace, oak for the sign of strength, and a torch for like eternal. When you look at the torch, what you need to look for is these bands on the top and the bands on the bottom, and make sure that they're really clear and that the lines that run through are really clear, and that this bottom cups a little bit. Well, these bands are not really clear, so you're not going to get the full band version on this one. And so let's put this, so this one has a P on it, this one has a P on it, so that's not really what we're looking for. How did it come to be that there weren't any P's on it? Well, in 1965, they took all the P's off the coins because they didn't want people to collect them. Well, actually, before that, they had times without P's on the coins. But in 1965, they took all the mint marks off all of the coins. And so in 1979, they decided that would be the last year with no mint marks. And so here's a Philly. Here's what it would look like, except it'd be 1982 with a blank there. If you ever find one there with a blank there in 1982, you'll have to remember that because in 1980, when they first put the mint mark back on, we don't know of any blank ones. 1981, we don't know of any blank ones, but just in 1982, the theory is that, they had the Philadelphia dies, the P for the Philadelphia dies, and they made $500 million. The theory is they just didn't punch some of them, and they sent them out, and some people said a lot of them were found at the Cedar Point Amusement Park in Sandusky, Ohio. So that's why there was no mint mark, because in the old days they didn't put a mint mark on the Philly coins. They had just started in 80 and 81, and then in 82 they forgot some. Look at that D on there for the 1979. All right, so what do these look like when they're in really good condition? Well, we have a couple of them. Here is a Uncirculated Mint Set version. And you can see even in the Uncirculated Mint Sets, you have some wear and banging. They made so many of these. You also see this one, a little bit of separation here. I don't know if you can see it as well as I can, but yeah, now you can. See how the top is actually separating from the sides a little bit? That's not going to get us any money, but it's something that I always keep one when I find one like this, because I love the ones where they're not quite set up right. And that means if it's separating here, that means that it's probably going over on the other side. And we'll look at the back and see if we see anything there. And you can see what I mean by the two. The bottom of these twos just didn't come out great in 1982. So we'll go to the back of this coin and we'll see a little bit of extra down along here. And that's because the whole thing got set up a little bit off center. So we have this separation line down here too. So this is, of course, again, the Philadelphia coin, but because it has a P on it, it's not incredibly valuable, but it may be worth it. In MS65, it's probably worth about $3. It could be, well, it could be worth as much as $8 if it's a good MS65, and there is variations. So you may get one that has a lot more shine to it than this. So this could be worth as much as $8.50 in an MS65. The Denver coin, oh, look at that. That's not the Denver. That is the San Francisco Mint. Well, they did make proof coins in 1982. They didn't make regular circulation coins from San Francisco, but this one here, they made 3.8 million. This one's worth about $4 in an MS65. And let's just take a look at the back of this, just because you can see how shiny it is, and somewhat better bands on here, but not great bands on here either. You can see these lines going through it. That's because the proof coins were often encased in plastic, and sometimes they would just kind of off gas onto these. So that's the San Francisco Mint, and then there should be a Denver Mint here, and this one is the best of the three, I think. Just look at the colors in there. So this one, even though it is the best of the three, is only worth a couple bucks, unless we can get to full bands, and we get some pretty good bands. We'd like a little bit more definition in this top one. We kind of go back and forth. This might be worth a couple bucks, $3 to $5 also. So not huge dollars unless we can find the one, the 1982, where there is no D, no S, and no P. And we want it to look just like the 1979 coins that didn't have the mint marks on them at all. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. I'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.